This is not an easy question. I would say that what constitutes contemporary condition to me is probably to feel or maybe to be overwhelmed by the non-numerable. What we could call the very large number of populations, of objects, of data, of flows of information or fictions. Human societies have always been preoccupied by this very large number and try to control the very large number. For instance, modern societies try to discipline the very large number into concepts. Classes, for instance, crowds, peoples, communities. And in return, these concepts has produced hierarchies. Hierarchies of discourses, hierarchies of social positions, of regions even. But these hierarchies have collapsed under the triple pressure of massification, homogenization, and differentiation. It's not surprising that the concept of the contemporary has emerged just in the aftermath of the World War II, and just in the aftermath of the demographic boom that followed up. And this demographic boom hasn't ceased since then, and it has globalized. So we are now facing this very large number that we can't seize in the modern concepts of populations. Probably the single concept that has emerged to seize this very large number is the concept of multitude. This feeling of the multitude, for me, is constituting our contemporary condition. But the multitude is not, like other forms of assemblies during the modernity, is not reaching unity. On the contrary, the multitude is something horizontal, performative, temporary. So I think we could distinguish the conceptual pair of modernity and communities, and another pair of contemporaneity and multitudes. But it hasn't only political inputs. This concept of multitude must be seized by our imaginaries and our forms of thoughts. During centuries, we used to think about the world in terms of a library. We used to think, after Borges, the Argentinian writer, that the world was structured like a library. The world is not any more structured like a library. The internet is not a library. The internet is a most flexible, supple structure, more horizontal. So I think we are still seeking what constitutes our imaginary of the contemporary world. And I don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry, but I think it's one of our biggest challenges to find the good imaginary to reflect the contemporary world.